Hey everybody, so here's the last worksheet, worksheet 53A, and this worksheet is about kites. And before I do that, I'm just going to go back to a kite, this kite here. There's a couple of properties that I went over in the notes. I'm just going to go over them again real quick. And one of the properties is these two sides have the same measure, okay? And then these two sides right here of the kite are also the same measure. That means whatever length this is, that's going to be the same length. And then also these four angles that are in here, they're all equal 90 degrees. Okay. And if you look at, let me cover this up. If you look at this half of the kite, there's like two triangles here. These two triangles are equal. Okay. Whatever this angle measure is, it's going to be the same as this angle measure. And the same thing is true for this one. Whatever this angle measure is down here, it's going to equal this angle measure over here. Okay. And then the same thing is true for if we cover this side up. These two triangles over here, these are the same. This angle equals that angle, this angle equals that angle, and then obviously these angles are congruent. And then the other big thing about the kites is if you look at the kites kind of like this being one big triangle, this big triangle here is equal to this big one triangle here. Okay, and that means this angle is congruent to this angle. Okay, so that's just some quick properties of the kite. So if we look at this for number one, just find the measure of each kite, or find the angle measure in each kite. Okay, so again, I just showed you the kite where these two angles are equal, right? And it's pretty much because you have this triangle here is the same as this triangle over here. So I know the measure of angle A is 120. Okay. And then find the measure of angle R. The angle we're looking for is up here. Okay, well I know these two are equal. And then this one's 50. This one is not 50. Okay, it's different. To figure out what it is, because I know this kite has four sides, that means the interior angles have to equal 360 degrees. So if I want to find this one that's missing, I just take 360, subtract out the 122 twice, subtract out the 50, and then you're left with X. And that's the angle we're looking for, which is 66. And again, number three is similar to this, where these two angles are equal. So I know this angle, which is negative 16 plus 7x, equals 103. And in math, whenever you say something is equal, you should automatically think, hey, I need to write an equation. So then we need to solve this. So you solve this by at first adding 16 on both sides. That goes away. 7x equals 119. Divide both sides by 7. And then you're left with x equals 17. Okay. And then we have these ones in here. And again, you want to look at the individual triangles that are inside the kite. But first, remember, each of these angles in here is 90 degrees. And then this one is the same, is going to be the same as this one, 33. So then let's look for angle BDC. Remember, always follow the letters. Here's B, D, C. The middle letter tells us pretty much what angle we're looking for, or where the angle is. The middle letter is D. BDC looks like this. So that's the angle I'm looking for. So right now I can focus on, let me kind of shade this in so you guys can see it. I need to focus on this triangle right? And remember from before break, we knew the three angles inside the triangle have to equal 180. If I subtract out the two angles that I know, I'm left with 57, and that's the angle that's missing, 57 degrees. Okay, so I'll put that in there. Same thing with 5. Again, I'm going to put in these small angles in here as 90 degrees. If this is 46, that tells me this side over here is 46. And then RQS, here's RQS. That's this angle. So you're basically looking at this red triangle down here. Again, because it's a triangle, the three angles equal 180. Subtract out the two angles that you know, and when you subtract those, you get 44. Well, that's the angle of the missing one, or that's the measure of the missing angle, 44 degrees. Okay, and then number 6 has actually two angle measures we're looking for. I'm going to fill in a bunch of information that we know. So that's 90. If this bottom one down here is 56, I know this top one up here is 56. If this top one up here is 31, I know this bottom one down here is 31. And again, that's because these two triangles are equal, and these two triangles are equal. And there is more information I could find, but I'm going to go ahead and start looking for my angle measures. So let's look for SVT. SVT is here. Here's SVT. So SVT is this angle. Again, it's SVT. So that's 56. I found that one. And the other one is SUV. SUV. Well, that's referring to this angle. SUV. And to figure out SUV, again, let's just focus on this red triangle here. That triangle, the three angles equal 180. I know one of them is 90. I know the other one is 31. Subtract those two and you're left with 59. So the one that's missing is 59. And then the last two problems deals with the side lengths and not necessarily the angles. So again, a second ago I showed you these two sides are equal. So I know right away this side is 33 feet. Okay. So LM is 33 feet. Now, I don't know what these two are yet, but I know it's the same number. I know whatever this side is equal to this side. Okay? Now I'm going to use the information that's given to me. The perimeter is 150 degrees. And perimeter means when you take and add up the measures or the sides along. let me try that over. The perimeter is the distance around a figure. Okay, so to find the distance around the figure, you pretty much just add up the sides. So we know two sides are 33 feet. So if I take 150 and subtract out the 33 feet, I'm left with what's missing. Okay, I get 84. And because I have two side lengths that are equal, I'm going to take the 84 and divide it by 2. Well, that's 42. So that means I know each of these is 42 feet. This is 42 feet, and this side is 42 feet. And again, you can verify that. If you take 33, add 42, and add 33, you'll get 150. And again, that's perimeter. That's the distance around this object. Okay. So let's look at number 8. Again, for number 8, I know this side is equal to this side, so I know over here is 24 inches. And that's FG. FG is up here. 24 inches. And then I don't know these two, but I do know it's the same measurement. Okay. So to find the measurement, again, use the perimeter. I know the perimeter, and I know two values or two side lengths for the perimeter. Subtract those. When you subtract those, you get 16. Well, that 16 has to be divided into these two side lengths. So divided by 2, and you get 8. So I know this is 8 inches and this is 8 inches. And again, you can verify that by taking 8 plus 24 plus 24 plus 8. And when you add those all up, you'll get the perimeter.